Welcome to day 78 of the 300 movie challenge. Today we watched the highest grossing film of November 2000, which was The Grinch.
Can I just start this by saying that we watched this as children, me and my aunt, and on two separate occasions in school. We didn't even know each other. And yet, it traumatized us both as children.
Actually, I watched this on an airplane.
Oh my god.
That's even worse.
I was on an airplane to Europe, and they were playing like the movies on loop, and this was like the only kids movie they had.
Oh my god.
So I had to watch this twice
Wow.
because there was nothing else for me to do. Because I was like 6.
Well, it traumatized me as a child in school, so much so that I forgot nearly everything about the movie other than the fact that the Grinch was scary.
And then on the flip side, when scenes came up, I was like, I vividly remember these scenes.
And I
Oh
was
my
like, I vividly don't remember these scenes. And now I understand why I don't vividly remember these scenes.
And then my perspective is, I know all about this movie. I knew about some particular moments too that were particularly odd. But I've never seen this before. I will say this. Well, okay, let me back up. First of all, everyone looks weird.
Yeah.
Because again, they're trying to like mimic like how they look in the cartoon, but it's like that doesn't like translate well into actual
No.
people. They look like fucking groundhogs. I don't know. It's weird.
Mouse people.
Yeah. And okay, so apparently the little girl, that actress like is now like the lead singer to this band The Pretty Reckless, which is like apparently like actually a decently well-known like rock band. Like I don't listen to them, but like I've when I was looking it up, I'm like, oh, I've heard of that band, so I kind of at least know of them. And the thing is, in this movie, she like has this song that's like sung really poorly, and I was just picturing like now the band playing, but she's still singing the exact same way. And I was just like, oh my god, this is like the greatest image in my head.
I mean, I guess the good thing is that she eventually got better at singing.
Hopefully,
Either
I
that or
don't know.
it actually made her sing those notes.
I don't know. It's just funny, but and then, okay, and like not only do people look weird, but they like act weird. Like again, the freaking like woman who is like weirdly sexual, especially with the Grinch, is like it's weird. Why is that a
Yeah.
thing? It's just fucking
Especially
creepy.
since it's like, this is a Dr. Seuss book.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a kids movie.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be
It's
a
supposed
kids
to be a
movie.
kids movie, but I feel like more kids got traumatized by this movie than anything else. And then the fact of they tried explaining why the Grinch was how he is.
You don't have to explain it.
You don't have to
No.
explain it. That's one thing. And then the way they explain it just makes it so much worse.
Yeah.
So-
You're telling me that the Grinch, who's like maybe 30 at this point, is still mad about an incident from when he was 8 years old and got rejected by a girl. Well, not rejected.
He didn't
but
even get rejected, really. It's just everyone laughed at him, and then he just gave
Yeah.
up. And apparently he shouldn't have done that because she like still had the hots for them like all of this time. It's like a fucking 8-year-old. It's so weird.
Oh my
No,
god.
and then her line as an 8-year-old was just bleh.
No wonder she turned out the way she was.
It's so it's like uncomfortable. It's like what I said last time with the last movie. It's just like the interactions with people are just like, ugh, I don't want it.
So uncomfortable.
But there is like, okay, there's one thing that I did like, legitimately like. It's a very small thing though. I like the like design of like the weird like Dr. Seuss technology.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They keep that decently well and kind of have it, in like, live action kind of setting. So that works.
Yeah. I can dig that.
Yeah, but again, like that's really minor.
It has like nothing to do with any of the characters
Yeah.
or the
Plot.
Character designs are terrible. The plot, like again, everything they add to the Grinch story like makes it worse.
Yeah.
There's nothing
It's
that's
such
added
a
that's good.
simple story, and they could have literally done it really easily and well, but
But they didn't.
Why did
No.
they add so much padding? Were they just trying to like one up the original animated version of
I
it?
think it was that, and they wanted to add minutes to it, probably.
Yeah, they probably just needed to have it be longer.
Wanted to add drama, relatable drama.
Yeah, like having 8-year-olds get rejected. Whatever. Okay, now, again, I have not seen this before, so I have no, like, oh, I was scarred when I was a kid or whatever. So, I'm going to phrase this very carefully. The Grinch, the character the Grinch, is interesting. He's interesting in terms of, like, how much of a failure it is. It's like a train wreck.
And slow motion.
I was like watching Jim Carrey's The Grinch was like a car crash, and I'm just like, this is so interesting because he's creepy as hell. He makes like the weirdest. He's not like I didn't really get like the Jim Carrey isms from him, honestly. Like, he didn't act like the dude from Liar, Liar, Dumb and Dumber. He didn't, you know what I mean? He had, the energy kind of was there, but again, in terms of, like, the behavior, it wasn't like that. It was more...
The only scene where it came out was when he screamed no, but yeah, other than that, you couldn't really tell.
Yeah, and so that was kind of something, but again, it was, like, just what they did with the character, like, what he said, the faces they made, and just the stuff, how just, like, nothing worked. It was like a car crash. It was just like, I can't stop watching.
You can't look away.
I want to know, in some twisted sixth sense, I want to know, like, what he's gonna do next. And it's so, like, that's why I can't hate this movie, because it's like a social experiment. It's so bizarre in my head about, like, again, I do not like it, but it's like fascinating. It's just like, wow. I don't know. It's like, it's so interesting in its ability to not succeed. I don't know.
I can hear Dr. Seuss just rolling in his grave every single time someone watches this movie.
Yeah, it's
Poor guy.
almost kind of like how I felt about Hollow Man, which is fucking terrible. But it's like, again, it's just like how terrible it is, and in the ways they make it terrible are like bafflingly like bizarre. That it's like almost like I kind of want to keep watching it, just because, again, of like, what the fuck are they gonna ruin next? But I don't know. It's so hard to say, and it's like the tiniest praise, quote unquote, of it. I don't know. It's like I don't want to watch this again. Right? There's nothing from that,
No.
and I don't even see this. It's not like it'll be like funny if you watch it like in the right setting. Like no, it's not. But I don't know.
You'll most likely be slightly terrified at certain points.
I was terrified at certain points.
I don't know. That's my feeling from it. Maybe it's because I have like no history with it, and I could just be like, this is a thing that I'm seeing now. But I don't know. It's just it's not good. I'm definitely not saying that, but I can't hate this again. Like, I don't like Liar Liar was way worse than this, because it was insufferable, and I just was like, I don't want to do anything with this. I didn't think Jim Carrey by himself as the Grinch was like as annoying as either of his past two characters we've seen. And again, I had that like fascinating aspect of it, to where I'm just like, I kind of want to keep watching it. So yeah, I don't know. It's there's your praise. If you haven't seen it before, if you want to just be kind of mind blown by how bad it could be. I don't know. It's whatever.
What was that one thing you said when we couldn't hear you over everyone singing?
That apparently.
No,
Kobe.
no, that was the band thing.
Oh,
I was like,
okay.
I'm just imagining her like singing with the same voice in some like rock band. I feel like there was something else I was gonna say. I forgot what it was. I don't know.
No, but I can understand how you can like view it as like a train wreck and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, as
With no
someone
trauma.
who has no baggage going into it.
Yeah.
I have too much baggage.
The one thing I remember from, like, I can distinctly remember is that I would just see his face and I would just be like, I never want to see that movie ever again. And I thought of this as a child.
Yeah. I will say, like, on a technical level, his design is like well made. Again, like, you know, how it doesn't look like a costume, right?
Right, yeah.
It's still fucking terrifying and it doesn't
Yeah, it
fit,
is.
but it's kind again, like on a technical level, it's like, oh, okay, it's kind of interesting how they did that. Like, again, comparing this to like the Cat in the Hat live action thing, that looks like that looks terrifying and it looks just like a suit. So it's you know, I'll take this over that, but it's not by that much. So I don't know. It's whatever.
It's a ride for
Yeah.
sure.
I'm going to just crawl into bed and forget.
Try to repress these memories again. I was surprised that I am still afraid of this movie as an adult.
Yeah, I know, right? It just brought back all the trauma.
I
all
know,
over
and I'm
again.
just like, well, I'm not gonna sleep well tonight.
Oh my gosh.
So if you have previous baggage, then you probably know what we're talking about.
I'm
From
just shivering.
us, don't watch it again. You're still probably going to be terrified. If you've never watched it and you find Valen's commentary interesting, go ahead. I'm not further going to comment on that
Yeah.
because I have too much baggage going into this.
I can't exactly give it an endorsement, but you know.
Tread carefully if
Yeah.
you want.
This has been an odd year.
It
I
has.
don't really know
been.
what to say about it. It's kind of been all over the place.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do about like the next one? Because that'll be interesting too.
I have this next one is like fairly famous, but I don't really know much about it, and like it's supposed to be good, but I don't know. So of other things, so
I guess
fucking
we'll go
whatever.
into it with an open mind.
Yeah, it is pretty long though. That's like the main thing I'm worried about.
Yeah, me too.
That said, I could see how this story could actually use the length well, but again, that's I don't know. We'll see.
We'll save that all for the next time.
As well as the very mood whiplashy wrap up.
Oh yeah. Like I feel like I've like forgotten what movies are even in this year. What did we
Yeah,
watch?
me too.
Yeah,
There's like no
right?
theme.
Yeah, it's just like all over the place. We didn't have anything. I don't know. At least, well, you probably might disagree, but to me, there wasn't anything truly horrible. But I definitely can see for both of you, there probably is one thing.
You mean the one that we just watched?
Oh well. Again, I don't know. Well, maybe.
I guess
That's
we'll find out next time when
From
I look at this.
yeah,
again.
we'll talk about the next
Yes.
one. But anyway, for this,
Goodbye.
that's, we'll see you in the next one. Hopefully, it's not as green.
Hopefully it's not as traumatizing. I'm getting flashbacks now.
Sorry. Go watch. Go stare at Sora for an hour.
Okay. Can do.
Okay. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.